Hey there! Do you want to learn camera skills? Do you want to learn how you should record your videos? Do you want to learn different camera settings? Do you want to learn how you should set up your place for a good recording? Just join our online media skills here at AET TV, and we'll be giving you these skills, what you call the 21st century media skills. Check out the numbers you can see right here, and we'll be getting in touch with you.
AET TV, empowering you.
Agriculture has been always known as the backbone of our economy, but I feel like it should be changed, that mindset that we have, that it is the backbone, because this is something that we always deal in every day. Everything we cannot do without agriculture. Let it be food, we cannot do without agriculture. We still need it. So if at all it is made maybe the heart of our economy, so that we feel it, we feel that vibe in agriculture, if I can say it like that, then it would be more of a great impact. So talking about agriculture today, I want us to talk about wealth. Talking about wealth from agriculture, how does one get the wealth from agriculture? It is the Youth Feedback with Bridget and Samantha, and we are live on AET TV, empowering you. And today, yes, we are talking about agriculture, how to get wealth from agriculture. And next to me is our guest, who is very important and very great on issues concerning agriculture. His name is Mr. Kato Ivan Agababyona, the plant doctor. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ruby, for Bridget.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Anyway, let me not call you Mr. Doctor. Okay, Dr. Ivan Agababyona.
Yeah.
Maybe before we start the show, you can say hello to the viewers and you tell us more about you.
Hello, everyone. I'm very privileged to be here. I'm called Dr. Kato Ivan Agababyona, who is a plant doctor. And AET TV, I've been following you too much, even on Twitter, on Facebook. I've been watching your programs.
Wow.
So big up goes to you people, and I'm very privileged also again to be here. Thank you very much.
Wow, you're welcome. Just talking about the plant doctor, what does it entail to be plant doctor? What does it entail? Do you do all plants?
Okay.
How can one be a plant doctor?
Okay.
Yes.
First and foremost, plant doctor, most of the people in this world at large, they think maybe doctors are only for medical,
yeah,
for human, but we have other categories of doctors. We have veterinary doctors, we have plant doctors. Being a plant doctor, it is not something easy, but everyone can afford it as long as you have studied agriculture and you really have passion agriculture. So plant doctor, I obtained it in 2019 at Ibo farm, where I happened to be an instructor in hands-on skills. This offer was sponsored by my youth and there is Kabi, and there is what we call Avis Foundation from the Kingdom of Netherlands, the one who supported us. We couldn't manage ourselves because it was expensive, but then we applied and we were given a scholarship to study for the 2 years. Then I managed to study, and I actually, after the training, after our graduation, I was retained to work with them, which was very good. So plant doctor, what does it mean? Being a plant doctor, you must have the following. You must be able to identify diseases of every kind of crop, both contact and systemic. Yeah, what do I mean by contact? A crop has systems outside of the plant and inside the system of the plant. You must be knowing how can you identify a pest, how can you treat it, which kind of treatment can you give to the plant to make sure it is okay, how can you increase production in agriculture. So we are plant savers. That's us. Everything green. Actually, me myself, I'm a green person. Me myself, I'm a green person.
Oh, you're green.
Yeah, so I like environment, and more so being a member of Youth Go Green Uganda and the Uganda Green Society. I talk green, and I make sure environment is conserved. there is what we call protection and conservation. So now we no longer protect, we conserve.
Okay.
Because protection means you have to be there, you have to put even guards to guard environment, but now we conserve it. And conservation needs trainings. We train people about environment, because without green, without nature, nothing we can do. Every message I speak to youth when I meet youth, because now they be almost 70% of Ugandans are youth. So when I go spreading the gossip about environment, how can we conserve our environment, planting of trees, we give under Youth Go Green, we give out trees. If you want to plant trees in your homes or in the communities at your places, we give out trees. So we make sure that tomorrow our next generation could not suffer. We want also them to enjoy what we have enjoyed. So how can we do it? It's by planting trees. We establish more plants in the environment. We have different kinds of trees. We have fruit trees and other types. So we encourage youth to do that, so that we conserve the environment, and tomorrow our children must not suffer. Yeah, that is all about plants. That is all about the plant doctor. Thank you.
I now get it in detail. So you talked about being a member of the Youth Go Green and everything to do with the environment and the green life. And now this is just driving me to the green economy, relating it with agriculture in the first place. What could it be?
The green economy?
Yes.
Oh, I'm very privileged actually to talk about it. It's one of my main issue in my head, because it's what drives me to always speak to youth and farmers, even old people. Yeah, I happen to be selected in the global GDL, where we want to give ideas on how we can implement policies that can help youth to boost their energy and make sure they get money. We stop wasting time. So the green economy, first of all, there are two words specifically. There is a green and the economy. So when you talk about green, we are meaning how can we keep the environment green and we get money from it. Because when we talk about economy, it is how you get money and how you spend it. Income and expenditure of the country. How can the country get money and how can it spend it without distracting our environment? Then how can you do that? That's now the main issue. How can you conserve the environment and get money from it and help our country? Because now our country is getting a lot of challenges, loans that can never end. But there are very many sagas. So we as youth and other people, how can we promote agriculture? We get money from agriculture, we accumulate wealth and give back to our government, minus destructing the environment. When you talk about economy, like the Uganda economy, it is agriculture. It is the first backbone of our country, because Uganda has a lot of fertile lands in different regions. We are gifted with fertile lands. So how can we use that land minus destructing the environment, and we generate income? Because we are trying now to see how can we promote livelihoods, how can we improve on the livelihoods of the people in our country minus destructing the economy. So when we talk about green economy, we are focusing on major three things. Focusing on agriculture being the leading, then we have tourism and forestry. That is the second, and fishing. Fishery. So how can we practice those three major things minus distracting the environment? So today we are talking about agriculture majorly, and other things which I'll tackle a little bit. That's what I can talk about. Green economy briefly, but when you want to talk about green economy, it can take you a very period.
Okay. So at Ibu Farm, what do you always train? Maybe do you have? Is it like a training school? Is it a farm? because previously we went there,
Yes.
and all we saw was the green life. I don't know if I can call it like in the bed. I don't know how I can call that. Yeah, but from there we saw the apiary project and these other projects. But was that all that you do at Ibu, or there are very many projects that you do there? And also, do you train the green economy to the students that you that do internship? Is it internship?
Yeah, internship and
Yeah.
trainings.
Okay.
Different trainings, yes.
Okay, so what exactly do you put out there?
Thank you very much. I'm glad to talk about my organization called Ibo. Good thing we went with you there. You saw what is there. Ibo Farm, it started way back in time 2004, back in time 2004-06. It is Ibo itself, it means innocent, Betty, and Ola. The family comprises of 3 people. The director called Dr. Innocent Kassis Arine Itwe is a very, very good boss to work with. Plus their wife Betty and their son, the only son called Ora. So Ibo it started when I didn't know about it, because I was not a monk. By me as we started it has the directors.
I thought that the I maybe would be Ivan.
No, but with time, when I came to know Ibo, I was privileged to work with them. First of all, I myself, Ibo has made me what I am to some extent, because when I was doing my bachelor's, is where I did my research term from. When I reached there, because actually I thank my father, Ramnai James, right away in Kamwenge. He did a great job to me when I was young, because I started doing agriculture when I was like 4 years of age. They could not leave me at home. I could go with my parents in the garden, with my late mom, and they could make sure that I do agriculture. So I started agriculture when I was young. That's why you see I am experienced in agriculture in my young age. I do farming. I have get a lot of money from farming. So
that's
when
what I will want you to tell us about later. How you benefit from this agriculture, how you get the wealth from agriculture.
Okay, thank you. So when I went to Ibo to do my first term, the director saw me. I found there my fellow workmates, Muga Jeremiah and Mujun Benz, who were training me. When I was there, they saw me and they said, you man, you're a young person, but you're passionate about agriculture. It is beyond our level of understanding. So due to my performance and my hands-on skills, they told me, after us leaving there and coming back to school, they gave me a call and sent me an email. You have just been retained here. Come and be part of Ibo. I did not ask for a job.
Okay.
Yeah, because of my discipline, my workability, and my leadership skills. Because when we were there, I was the leader of the research from my university, Mbara University, that sent me there. So they retained me. I started working with them. So at Ibo, we do several things. Actually, we happen to be the winner of agriculture show. What it is Uganda Agriculture Show, which happens in Jinja in 2019. So I also happen to be the winner of the youth in that show.
So you're the one who won that
show? The overall
as
leader.
Ibo or as you?
As me as a person, and as
congratulations.
As Ibo, then we had gone with Mbara District,
okay,
an association, Mbadifa. So Mbara District, Mbara City, we brought the trophy. We are the defenders of that trophy. So, and we are going back actually next month. We are going back
for another challenge.
For another challenge.
Hope to bring that other
of course
trophy
we have
again.
To defend it. Because we are prepared enough.
Sure.
So at Ibo, we happen to train students from different institutions, hands-on skills, where I happen to be the trainer. The students we get from Mbara University, from Makerere, from Bishop Stewart, from Chera, Rentanga. There is another institution here called Riziri Injiro. There's another one called it is called Wampara Farm Institute, and Chitagata and Iba and the Farm Institute. They all do internship from our farm.
Okay.
So we happen to train every year. We happen to train over 400 per year.
400 per year.
Yeah, students from
Okay.
internship. Then we happen to train farmers. They come, we have hostels where they sleep. When you come, they pay money to access that.
Let's repeat that. When they come, they pay money to access.
They pay for
Like let's repeat that.
Well,
So that
well,
the phone does
it's
that
okay.
I cut it.
this man who was here, toa mkwata.
put it.
Think makwata wankai.
I put, let me put that for this
Natoka
one.
mkwata shikandia nyuma. Kangogo nyuma ya. Hey.
So I repeat it.
Yeah.
When these students come, they have the money they pay that runs the farm
Okay.
per month, because they do their trainings for a month, some for a period of 2 months. So what must we give them? It is strictly that is hands on. When you
Do
come
they
at-
also go to the plantation?
Yes. In the morning they wake up to the farm to milk. That's a mandatory. Milking every day in the morning and evening. So after that they come back, they eat breakfast, we go in the field. Now it is hands on, practically, not saying theory. Theoretically they get theory from the class,
From
so
the institutions.
when they come specifically for.
Do they also dig?
Yes, they dig. They dig because when we do, like for example, when I train on hole digging, old banana establishment, I first construct for them 1 or 2 for demonstration. After they also do the same. Every head has to do it
I just
practically.
got it wrong from a friend who had told me that apparently the agricultural students that we have, they are just trained, how to command
No.
something to be done. Yeah,
not
like I
really.
had a friend, they even told me their own experience that
Okay.
I asked, you do agriculture, do you get some time and do some digging, do you do, some cultivating? They're like, no. For what?
Oh,
And then they also add this statement, why did I go to school?
oh my God. No, then let me tell you the truth.
Eh.
You said we are going to talk about wealth in agriculture. If you want to be a lumpen in agriculture, just don't use your hand. I normally tell my friends, when you go to do agriculture, to study agriculture, just go commit yourself and say, in these 4 years at the university or 5, I have to get it right, because it's the basement of your life, university. Because I've been facing a challenge with some of the workmen we work with in different organizations. You go there, start working with them. After a period of 3 months, they fire them off. Reason being, they have not met the expectation of the organization. Reason being, they just went to excel. There's a difference between excelling and learning. Every person can excel. But when you excel and you have no skills, you have not learned. We have been having guys who get first classes, but let them go in the community.
Okay.
They face a very big challenge.
So I want us to relate to this green economy that we were talking about. I want us to relate it with agriculture, and especially to the beneficiaries that you always have at the farm, how they benefit from this. Because I have a feeling, I assume that is what you train them,
Yeah.
So I want you to help us relate this agriculture with the green economy.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now, we talked about green economy, and I told that green economy, it's obtaining money and spending minus distracting the environment. Now at Ibo, what we do, we train how can we. When you went there, you saw everything is green. There is no cavera in the compound, even in the gardens. We are natural. We use natural things. For example, we have what we call artificial fertilizers and our natural fertilizers. At Ibo, we use only organic fertilizers, because in organic fertilizers that they sell in shops, for example, like the NPK, the urea, they happen to be very dangerous to our environment. How? The moment you apply them in the soil, for example, they contain chemicals. They will have to kill the living organisms in the soil.
Okay.
And those are the organisms that fix nutrients in the soil. So what we do, whenever we are teaching them, we show them the way. The best way to get money in agriculture minus destructing our environment, use of organic fertilizers. For example, like we have cows, like cow dung, compost manure, and even these other green substances. Is what we train them. How can you use them basically in the better way to obtain money minus destructing the environment. So when we talk about green economy, at Igbo, it's our number one takeover that we boast on when we are training our students and other people.
Okay, so does it mean that using the inorganic fertilizers means like causes harm to the soils and the plants? What is the main
Of course, now
side effect?
the main side effect of these, they make the soil lose the capability to its own, because now you're bringing artificial things that are not meant to be in soil, but because they boost production. Why the farmers like them? Because they boost production, but they take a short period of time into the soil. One season you add another, but when you use cow dung, it's 2 years. You can apply cow dung, which is enough to spend you 2 years. But even if you apply 1 sack of NPK in a garden, the plants will use it and it gets done. You get production, but next time when you plant, you will not get anything. It's not sustainable.
You have
what you're
to
looking for,
continue applying if at all you are using the inorganic.
Yes. So what we are trying to do, it is to look for something sustainable.
Okay.
Sustainable development plan. How can we do it? How can we get something sustainable which is not affecting our environment?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not discouraging people from not using it, but we as people who are encouraging green economy, surely let's stop using these artificial fertilizers.
Okay.
Let's adopt to our natural things.
To the natural things.
Yes.
Okay, so what could be these these measures, the sustainable development measures. Yes.
Okay.
Apart from using these other measures that we've been using.
Okay. Now, the word sustainable means something that
maybe you
will
could
stay.
also talk about the ones that we've been using so that someone can know what I've been using is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I talked about these artificial fertilizers. They are not sustainable. They be there for a short period of time. Are we together? So, and mostly people now use this method of spraying, using herbicides to spray to kill weeds. It is very dangerous because these are chemicals that will not only harm the environment, but you even as a person who is spraying. We get, they cause a lot of bad diseases. For example, like cancer, skin cancer. We are getting them from these chemicals that we are using to spray. You know, there is a say that says quick things are not good, because you see cheap things are always expensive. You want to buy that herbicide at 20,000 and you spray the whole garden, okay? But on a wrong land, it will affect you as a person and even the production, because it will kill the living organism into the soil. And even when you keep spraying these chemicals into the garden, the soil duplicates. You see, soil which was compact, it will just retrieve, and it changes. Are we together? So we have to make sure that everything we do something which is sustainable. Like, for example, like what? Like weeding, using people to weed. At Igbo, you saw there is no weeds.
Yeah, no weeds.
And every contour, it has its own person to be there.
The internships too?
No, we don't use internships. They're not meant to work. They're meant to study. We don't involve them in anything like working at a farm. We have their people who work. So every contour has its own person to work on it. Okay. Yeah, that's why you see we don't use any chemical, and you see our production is is high.
High.
Yes. So those are the two major things people are using, which are very dangerous to them and even to the environment. So besides that, there is what we call poor methods of farming that people have been using. That is one that I've talked about.
Okay.
Another one, you know, these areas of Kashari and Barara at times we face a very big challenge of drought, prolonged drought. So how can we? If you went there, you saw that we don't prune during this dry spell. Reason being, when you prune, you're exposing fresh leaves to the sun.
To the sun.
Yeah, which entirely causes the whole plant to dry up. So those are the one of the activities some people could adopt to, maybe to avoid losses, continuous losses. There is some friend of mine. She works in one of the radios around. She has sent me a message today in the morning. She was like, check this message from my friend. A friend sent her a message and told that we can never stop cutting trees, burning charcoal, because if you come here in our villages and you see how people are dying, you see how animals are dying. People have made extremely grievous losses in this period. So people cannot stop cutting trees. They have to continue cutting trees and burning charcoal to get money. I was like, what can we do? But then I had to tell my friend, like, there's what we call insurance. You know, we have to create awareness to people. So that there is insurance, you can insure your products. You can insure your schemes, so that maybe you don't enter in bigger losses. Yeah. So at Ibo, these are one of the activities we do which are sustainable. For example, use of organic manure. Organic manure, it is locally available. For example, every person in his or her home, he peels matoke, he has wastes, are we together? So we can make
animals.
from animals. Even if you not every person has animals, but we can use our green plants, the peel-offs, okay, the dust we get from our houses, and we make compost manure. That compost manure, it is very rich in nutrients and it is natural. That is one of the things we use. We use manure from animals, cow dung, sheep, and goats.
Maybe you can break it down. How do I use it? Because maybe someone has been using it.
Yes.
But how do I use it? I've used it. It has not worked. So what can I do? Plant doctor.
Okay. First and foremost, the way we store, we keep our manure. I have moved in farmers. It is. They have been doing it in another way. That even if you apply 2 basins per 2 weeks, you won't get any change. How do we do this now? You have to make sure that you cover your manure. When cows in the morning set off to go and graze, just pick off fresh cow dungs and cover it. How do you do it? You can construct a hole where you can always pipe, and make sure that you even make a cover so that every morning after putting cow dung you cover. So there is what we call vaporization, whereby a process whereby nutrients are lost into gases to the atmosphere. So have you ever seen in the morning, for example, when you wake up in the morning and the sun sets, when it hits the cow dung into the crowd, there is this gas that's coming from that is now
the smoke.
Yeah, something like smoke. That is the nutrients that are going. So how can you obtain them? You have to create, maybe if you cannot dig a hole, just keep piling the manure together and then cover with maybe anything that you can use, grass, to make sure that it doesn't move. So after like 3 months or 4 months, when the manure is set, how can you apply it now?
Does it take 4 months?
Yeah, it takes 3 to 4 months to make sure the heat is no wrong, because when you apply it when it is fresh, it will burn the plant. Because you know we get biogas from this cow dung, so there is heat. The moment you apply when the cow dungs are fresh, they will burn the garden, the plants.
Okay, we can stop here and we first go for a break. When we come back, we shall start from right here. So welcome back from that short break. It is still the Youth Feedback with Bridget Cementa, and here with Dr. Ivan Agababyona, still talking about plants, agriculture, wealth, green economy, all that to do with our own backbone of the economy, which is agriculture. So we're still discussing about the measures, the sustainable development measures. Maybe you can start from there and we proceed.
Thank you very much. By the time we went in the break, I was talking about how we can preserve and keep our manure safe, so that we don't lose nutrients. So after all the process I've talked about, after piling them together or digging a hole and keep them, then there is what we call now putting them in the application of manure then in the garden. Now, how do you do it? Like for example, in bananas, in a banana plantation, we have what we call a banana stool, where two or more plants raised from the mother garden. Are we together? From the mother plant, not a garden. Now, what do we do? While applying on the plant, we have to measure now. You don't just come and put manure and you go. If you don't measure, you have been seeing roots of bananas coming up. It's because of bringing manure closer to the plant.
Okay.
Yeah, even you see these people who get grass like marshes and they put them on the top of near the plant. You see roots coming up, and that is not sustainable then. So how can we do it to make sure that it is sustainable to our plants, to get money every time and then? We have to measure now. We measure 2 feet from the stool, and we make a ring, and that ring must be 15 centimeters deep. What do we do after making that ring? You don't bring that basin of manure and put it in the hole. No, you just sprinkle off onto the soil that you removed in the other one ring, put it on top, and then while putting back the soil, manure is mixing the soil. And why do we do that? We do that to avoid caking. You know, manure cakes, it can make like a cake and it doesn't produce any nutrient. And after making that ring, cover to avoid vaporization. Again, the loss of nutrients in that atmosphere, you cover with grass. That is one. Another thing, we have what we call soil conservation methods. You saw how you saw the bands, contour bands. How can we construct contour bands into the garden to stop the runoff, control the runoff of soil and water? Yeah, because soil erosion, it takes away the top soil into the valley. So what you do, you have to make sure you construct those contour bands to control the runoff. And those control bands determine, there is the way we determine them, because we are determining now the gradient, the slope of the place. We have two methods, I-specs factor, and even we use what we call split level to determine the distance from one contour to another one. There is what we call mulching. How can we mulch? You have to mulch to make sure mulching is sustainable, because when these mulches rot, they make manure into the garden, and they control the runoff of water, and even they keep the soil moisture into the soil. So, for example, during this spell, if you have not mulched your garden, then that is not a sustainable activity. So
Alright.
marriage your garden. And how do you marriage? You don't marriage from the following the gradient. It is perpendicular to the gradient, so that when water comes, it is stopped. But when you marriage following the gradient, it means the water will just slope, just pass on the.
I've always seen from the villages where we come from, they just put grass or any other mulches just on top of the soil, and
No,
that's
there is the way
done.
marriage. And as I told you earlier, when you're marrying, you make sure that the marriage is 2 feet away from the banana stool. You have to avoid even pests from attacking, moving from one plant to another one, even to avoid roots coming out of
The soil.
the soil. That is the second. And the other one is what we call agroforestry. For example, like in coffee, you have to plant some trees, because if you don't plant trees and give shade to these coffee plants, then when dry spell comes, it will just sit them. We have to do agroforestry. We have even to like in Kashari, most people, they have not practiced agroforestry. That's why you see when dry spell comes, it hits most dangerously to the people who plant coffee. They have faced a very big challenge, and that's what I'm trying to encourage them. Every time I get a training there, I tell them this: please do this, and please let's try to use our local sustainable pesticides in killing these pests. For example, there is what we call hot pepper, red pepper. You know it? Not red pepper. It is called hot pepper. You know it? The big ones. Kamrari, Empango, the big one. How do we use it?
I thought it is chili pepper.
No, it is hot pepper. How do we use it? We get it. We use ash and it plus tobacco. We mix and get a pesticide, which can kill pests. See,
Okay.
it can kill pests minus using these pesticides into they sell chemicals in the shops, because these ones we normally eat the residues, chemical residues from these fruits that we eat because of these chemicals. Now let's use organic things to conserve the environment, and which are sustainable, which you can find and you can keep using them.
Something simple
Yeah.
and easy to find.
Yes.
And it doesn't take a lot of money.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
What you need it is just to plant the kamureri ya umutkocherwa.
And that
Yeah.
tobacco.
They are locally found. Yeah. So something which is sustainable and can work for people. It's something which can locally be found. You can use it and it keeps there, not affecting the environment. Yes.
All right. Here we are talking about agriculture, but I see us heading into how to conserve the environment through agriculture still. This is just interesting. So now back to the main topic of the day, which is wealth in agriculture. Most of the youth haven't involved themselves in agriculture. They don't do agriculture at all. Tell us about how one can get wealth from agriculture.
Oh, thank you very much. That's a very good topic. First and foremost, before even I start how we can get money as youth from agriculture, I would like to first tell my fellow youth that if you need life to become simple, remove yourself something, impatience, what we call impatience.
Okay.
Yeah, because agriculture is meant for people who are strong and patient.
And patient.
If you are impatient, you will not do agriculture and get money.
Okay.
Yeah. Now agriculture is, remember, it's our backbone of our country. It's the backbone of our country, and we have to use it to make sure we get money. Now we have to set our goals as youth. Be there and set your goal. Let youth remove this perspective that agriculture is only for grandparents and old people. For example, me, I have acquired money from tomatoes, okay, and goods, and I'm getting a lot of money from them. How? I make sure that I give all my time to planting tomatoes and watermelon. And you know, there are aspects of agriculture. We have aspects of agriculture to make sure that agriculture to be done, what exactly must be there. You must be having capital, financial capital, okay? You must be having social capital. You must be having market, okay? Before you start anything, first survey, make a survey. Where will I sell these products? Okay? How much money will I get from it? How much will I put in? First source the capital, because if you don't have capital, you cannot do anything. We have labor. Where will you get labor? You have to be guided by technocrats who knows exactly what you're doing. First visit farmers. Ask them, how do you do? How do you rear goats? There is a business of sheep. You see, they accumulate very fast, and they bring income. But first ask, consult. I said we have capital, which is financial. We have labor, okay? We have market, okay? And then the information plus technology. How will you do this? That's what we are from talking about it. How will you manage? How will you identify these pests? Okay? But before you do all those, you first have to know the nature of the soil. We have what we call soil testing. We have labs that we do soil testing. Before you do anything, if you want to get money from agriculture, first know the nature of the soil you have at your farm. First test your soil. Know that in my soil it supports banana plantation, or it supports it, because each plant has its own pH. The coffee, passion fruits with 7. You know, when you don't know that, then you're planting a wrong plant into a wrong soil. Yes. So before we do anything, let's first know the kind of soils we have in our farms. Then we start. After acquiring the capital, the financial capital, then now start. Try to attend the workshops of agriculture.
Now, take an example of village people living in the village.
Yes.
So where do they get that knowledge? Where do they get these agriculture specialists come and tell them this soil is for this, or this soil is for this?
Now
remember, what they want is food.
Yeah.
All they want is food. So will they have even that thinking that I have to first test my soil?
Now that is the challenge we're having. Our government, it has implemented and it has given agriculture officers in different sub-counties. But now the challenge we're having, these people are just sitting in offices waiting for salaries to come. I will not feel shy to say this. These people are not doing what they're supposed to, what they're meant to do, except the few who try to reach out to the farmers. If we don't do that, farmers will never know. That's why you see, I try to go in villages to talk to farmers. We call it trainings. We give them allowances, these farmers, to come and train. You see, so that they know exactly what is supposed to be done. Because they have to know losses. Climate change, it has changed. People are acquiring losses, but how can you avoid these losses? Through going to insurances. But these people cannot know, and farmers are aware because they go in trainings that I go also in. They are always with me. These agriculture officers, they're supposed to go and tell farmers that their insurances, register them. But if they get a challenge of this invasion of this pest and all crops are over, they go into the insurance that they because they have insured their products. So that is the major problem we have.
You also talk about insuring the crops.
The crops, yes.
Because not everyone out there knows that it's even existing.
Yeah, now that is the gossip now we are trying to reach. Insuring the crops. A crop can be insured. Even these banana plantations, they can be insured. Animals can be insured. We have different insurance companies in our Uganda. Are we together?
Are these insurance companies also in the villages where agriculture is done?
Now, who are those people who are supposed to be delivering that message. Those are the officers that which are paid by the government. So me myself, I'm training these officers
Okay.
to make sure that they spread that gossip. That's why you see like Igbo, it has exchange agents into different villages to make sure we boost. For example, under Dunmark Enterprise and but through the government, private sector foundation, we had a project that we are training farmers from Rwampara, and Rwampara is doing well.
Okay.
Almost like 40% of the cereals which are being eaten by Parliament and the UPDF is coming from Rwampara. The training we gave them, how you plant, different methods you use in preserving these cereals, not getting problems into the stores, and how you can access market. So exactly what we must do to make sure that people get money from agriculture, it is knowing exactly what we are doing. If you don't know what you're doing, then you will not get money in agriculture. Yeah, because you have to know, you have to access the capital, and even if you don't have the capital, we have our local things we can use. Measures, but how can you use them if you don't know the information? Now you see, we are trying to talk about youth. Youth, we are energetic, okay? We are informed. Most of us, we are informed.
But we don't want
But
to
we
act.
don't want to act. That's the challenge now. Yeah, that's the challenge. Now, what I can tell youth, it is like, leave towns, go find your homes, make agriculture and get money. If not, this is, let me tell you, being in town minus eating every day, and you're not getting anything like money, it's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. What I can advise them, we have different projects, small projects we can do, growing tomatoes, onions, okay, rearing goats. It is something that every day multiplies like goats. Every year you get two, which is money. Let's not look on something very near. Let's focus on our future. Let's focus on tomorrow, not today. The only problem we use, they want to focus on today.
Okay.
Something today to eat today, and they forget that it is tomorrow. That's the challenge. And you cannot make money in agriculture when you focus on today. No, never. You can't.
Wow. Let's focus on tomorrow. Something that I've just learned today. When it comes to agriculture, we shouldn't just focus on something that is very simple to attain at the moment, or something that is going to cater for our today, and tomorrow we keep still on the streets looking for the jobs that are nowhere. Let's go back to our villages and practice agriculture. Thank you so much once again for coming on the show, and thank you so much for the ideas shared. Thank you so much. I think today, someone who is very passionate about agriculture, you have a take-home message. Let us just go back and do what exactly the plant doctor has told us. And yes, we shall be having a lot of our projects blossoming just down there. I remain Bridget Cementa. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to the producer behind this, and thank you so much for the management, AET TV. It is always empowering you every Saturday at 11 a.m.
Hey there! Do you want to learn camera skills? Do you want to learn how you should record your videos? Do you want to learn different camera settings? Do you want to learn how you should set up your place for a good recording? Just join our online media skills here at AET TV, and we'll be giving you these skills, what you call the 21st century media skills. Check out the numbers you can see.